You guys can leave your cameras on or you can turn them off. Good morning and welcome to Miss Walker's Story Time. This morning we are going to pick up where we left off with our book Super Pets. We started on Monday a book from DC Super Pets. And we are picking up with chapter 3 there in the can. And in this Super Pet story, we're following Crypto, the dog of Superman, and Ace, the dog of Batman. So here we go. Chapter 3 in the can. Crypto focused his heat vision on the steel door. Laser beams blasted out of his eyes and they melted the door's hinges. The door hit the ground. Clang. The birds looked up to see Ace and Crypto blocking any chance of escape. Help! Shouted Waddles, rolling onto his feet. Artie blinked, gripping fish with his beak, and Gruff shivered in silence. Roof, roof! The gig is up, sardine snatchers, Ace growled. You've only got one choice to make. Should we hand you over to the police now? Or should we let your boss punish you first? Punish us for what? Artie asks. Foiling his escape plan, Ace said. Beep! Suddenly there was a whistle, blew outside the factory. Artie smiled. Before the dog duo knew what was happening, tons of fish came sliding down the tunnel. Whoosh! The fishy flood picked up the birds and dogs and carried them out the freezer door into the factory floor. Artie was the first one back on his feet. The puffin took out a pair of ice dice and he gave them a roll. Ace showed his teeth. No matter what the numbers Artie rolled, the results would be ugly. When the dice stopped, two dots stared up from the cubes, and the high-tech weapon froze Crypto and Ace in their tracks. So long, you mangy mutts, Artie called out. Griff pulled Waddles to his feet, and they sprinted out the factory. Artie grabbed the dice and flapped after them. They were getting away. We have to stop them, barked Ace. He could barely move in his frozen snout. Once again, Crypto came to the rescue. Using his heat vision, he quickly thought himself an Ace. Bzzz. You go that way, Ace said. Crypto took off like a shot. Ace paused for a moment. The bat hound had spotted an escape hatch. Lifting the door to the hatch with his teeth, Ace dropped into the tube. He slid into the fishy darkness. After a moment, Ace slashed to the large let me start that sentence again. After a moment, Ace splashed into a stop in a large room filled with tanks. He had fallen so far down he thought he must be underground. Suddenly, the bat hound knew he was underwater. He was inside Puffin's secret submarine. All around him, the dog detective saw large barrels of fish oil. The barrels were connected by tubes to the sub's high-tech fuel tanks. By turning sardines into oil, Puffin had planned to power his sub and escape Gotham. Not if I can help it, growled Ace. The bat hound quickly exited the sub through the small hatch. Using his special air hose, Ace swam underwater. He headed back to the docks to stop the penguin's plan. There he is swimming. Still wet with the ocean water, Ace entered the factory, spotted the bad birds hiding in the rafters. I thought you'd fly the coop, did you? He barked. Ace pulled a tiny grenade from his collar. He removed the pin and kicked the explosive away from his back legs. Kabloo! The noise startled everyone in the factory, but no one was hurt. It gave Ace the chance he needed. The bat hound set his flashlight on the table. He turned it on, then launched the batarang at the light switch. Flip! The room went dark except for a single spotlight. Using his paws, Ace created a shadow in the shape of a penguin on the wall. He pushed the button on his utility collar, and he played back the voice recording he had made earlier. You're done for, the penguin's voice boomed in the air. Ah! Ah! Screamed Waddles, Artie, and Griff. The bad news birds ran in all directions. They tripped over each other with fright. Squawk! Ace's plan worked perfectly. Without waiting, he tossed his boomerang. He tied the birds together, then he swung them into a nearby machine. Nice work, said a deep voice behind Ace. It was Batman. He stepped in the factory holding onto the penguin. Looks like we've both been out bird hunting today. The penguin growled. He struggled to get away. The villain didn't stand a chance. How'd you find me anyway, Batty? The penguin asked. Let's just say a little bird told me, replied Batman. Penguin spotted his wingman tied up on the cleaning and canning machine. He struggled even harder. I would have been here long gone if you lousy fish eaters hadn't been eating all my fuel, Penguin shouted. Griff, Waddles, and Artie's were swept into the sorting machine. The criminal turned his glare on Ace. This is this mutt yours? He said to Batman. No, he replied. We just run in the same pack. Ace held his head high. But this was no time to celebrate. The job was not wrapped up yet. He was beginning to worry about Crypto. He hadn't seen his friend since they'd escaped from the freezer. The super dog never missed out on the action. Will never fit, Artie moaned as the bird came out from the cleaners, their feathers plucked. The next stop on the belt was where the fish were pressed into tiny cans. Not to worry, said a voice outside. Crypto was back and he had a surprise. The super dog flew in fast, carrying a sardine can large enough to fit the flock. He scooped up the birds and stuck them inside. Don't you know stealing is foul play? Crypto asked, wagging his tail. That's right, Ace agreed, and we're putting you dirty birds where you belong. In the can, they barked together. The end. So, that book was about 3 chapters long. Pretty easy for you guys to read, too. So, I'm going to change my screen.
Definitely easy for us to read.
Yes.
I could literally read that whole book in one day.
Yes. So, let me show you where to find it. So, I'm going to switch my screens again. So, you go to our library website and you go up here to catalog. You see that word catalog, the CAT one? And if you type in here DC Super Pets, it'll pop you up a list of all of these books, and they are ebooks. So you can just click on open, and it will open up a book, and you can begin reading for yourselves at home. All right?
How do you get onto the app?
How do I get onto that? All right, let me show you. Okay, so let me hold on. Let me open a new window so that I can show you exactly how to do it. That's an excellent question. All right, so here we go. So you're going to go to the Google, your Google Chrome sign at the bottom of your screen, the little round thing, and it's going to bring you up to this, right? Let me see. Hold on a second. Okay, so when you open this page, you see up here in the top where it says BLOUNTK12.org, the bookmarks right there. You're going to click on that, and it brings you a drop-down menu. And you want to click on the one right here that says Destiny Library, DESTIN, and you click on that, and it opens up our district page. Then you want to find Rockford, which you're going to scroll down close to the bottom. Rockford is ROC. You're going to click on that, and there you go. And you type in Super Pets, DC Super Pets, and voila, there they are.
Ooh. Thanks.
You are very welcome. All right, guys, don't leave the meeting quite yet.